Dear future husband, I've been thinking of our wedding. I saw a TikTok where they do a slip and slide to exit their wedding. Now, while I love this idea, the thought of ruining my dress, absolutely terrifying. But what if we somehow still incorporate a slip and slide? Think about it. Let me know.
Hi, it's Bailey with She Said Yes, a podcast about getting married. Weddings are supposed to be a celebration of people, not just the couple, but the people who got them there. Parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, and families. And we want everyone there for a reason, to help celebrate each other. And one of the best ways to do it is to have a really fun reception. Thankfully, our guests today are in the business of fun. We'll be talking with a DJ to make sure that our reception is moving and grooving. We'll also be talking with a band to see if we can't get the lead out of our feet. With all this music, it's sure to be a great party, so stick around and hear how it all plays out.
Dear future husband, I love you. And don't worry, I'll say yes.
She Said Yes is presented by White of Dublin. To learn more about how they make your wedding dress experience comfortable, personal, and all about you, visit whitebridalboutiques.com. Okay, I'll be honest, I love to dance, but Matt and I together, we don't super dance. He is 6'4", and I'm 5'3" on a good day. So if I wear my big kid heels, my big bad boy heels, then I'm we're at a good height where we can slow dance. Other than that, we kind of just try our very best to make it work. So you can imagine we need to make sure we have the very best music to encourage us to get out on that dance floor and dance the night away.
There's DJs everywhere, but there's just a few, not a whole lot, that's kind of specialized in weddings. I enjoy what I do. I've done everything from clubs to bars to all the above.
That's why we brought in DJ Elker.
I'm 100% wedding DJ at this point of my life. I don't have any other job. That's my full-time job. I dedicate all my time to DJing and my couples as well.
DJ Elker is a full-time wedding DJ for hire right here in Columbus, but he's lived all over the world. He grew up attending a music conservatory in Brazil, and he even spent some time living in Australia. His services as a wedding DJ and MC have earned him dozens of 5-star reviews and an impressive 3 consecutive Best of Weddings award from TheKnot.com.
I do everything. I have a mobile setup for the ceremonies, and I have my man setup, which will be for the reception. And on the package that you pick on my website, you can even pick me to do a rehearsal for them.
When you think of a wedding DJ, most people usually think someone who brings music to the reception, but that's not the only important part of being a DJ.
A lot of people don't know the importance of a good wedding DJ at your wedding, because a wedding DJ would time out everything that you need to know for your night. They would know how long everything takes, and on the same time, you want to keep your party moving to the point, people are not just sitting there and bored. It's what are we going to do now? When are we going to dance? Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff. The last thing that you want is put some old lights in there going on, and you pay a lot of money for that beautiful venue, and your DJ take all the attention to him, You see, back in the days, we used to have a lot of DJs that like to bring the attentions to them. Crack jokes on the mic, and it used to be the cool thing back in the days. But I don't do that. I'm there to make my couples to look good. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's not about me. I'll be a piece of the night to help your night to become perfect.
There's way more involved with being a wedding DJ than just pressing play on an iPad. Sitting down with a good DJ for the first time looks a little like planning a party. They'll ask important questions about the schedule of events, what kind of lighting and equipment you need, and of course, what kind of music you want. This is exactly what DJ Elker does in his consultations.
I usually have a couple of meetings or more. And on that last meeting, we're going to discuss every single detail when you're going to go through timeline with them together. Out of that planning form, I'm going to plan all the night for them. They're going to go different kind of details about their wedding, included the name of the parents, the music that they want, and all that kind of details. They want to change some of the out of the ordinary, like the regular weddings. Like so a lot of people do something different here and there, and that's how I organize the whole night.
DJ Elker has a really unique way of putting together a wedding playlist. Of course, it's based on the couple's taste, but he's a professional, so he's able to put a unique spin on things that you wouldn't get with just a Spotify playlist.
Is there like a go-to song that you have, like, oh, this will get everybody on?
Oh, yeah.
Get the party going?
For sure. One of the questions I asked to my couples, like, what's the age average of that night? That's how I start everything. What's the age average? Most weddings, it starts like with you trying to please the older folks first, and then you start to please the younger folks after that.
Okay.
When you have kids on a lot of the weddings, they don't have a lot of kids. But when they have kids, you use the older folk time to please the kids as well, you know. And then as the night go, like the closer college friends and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna stay longer. And then when the things go down, that's what most wedding would go.
That's something I've never really thought of before. I mean, of course, the older and younger guests won't be up for partying all night, but the fact that the DJ has to think about that, about how to ramp up the party to please everyone, is really cool.
Like, I try to be as more flexible as possible to anybody, to any culture, to any flavor of music. That's why I'm gonna come to you, I'm gonna say like, well, what do you listen? Like, what do you like to listen? Basically, whatever you like, I'll make that work for you.
That customization even extends to the songs that the couple doesn't want to be played, and I can think of a few. We went to a wedding, and the DJ was like, I have a black book of songs I cannot play because the bride specifically does not want it. Do you have the ability to like have a blacklist of songs that like, no, we're not allowed to play those?
When you come to my website to do that planning form that I mentioned before, there's a part that they said, do not play, play if possible, and must play.
Okay.
Because basically the play if possible would be music that it would play as the night go, all night long. Must play, I'm gonna make sure my couple's on my eye side. If they on a dance floor or if they are around, I'll make sure they on my eye side. And then like when it comes to do not play, I'm very serious about. Any good DJ will not play like without you ask. Macarena, Chicken Dance, and YMCA, anything like that. If the couple
Does it
don't
hurt
ask
you
them.
to play those?
Yeah, I would not play that like just because I want to. But I had couples that was the must play.
Yeah.
It was like it's everybody's different.
Can we have a song in there that says if like we're talking to Aunt Esther too long off in the corner, you play this song, get us back on the dance floor?
Definitely. If you have a song that your uncle or auntie that you really dislike,
right?
And you know that they really hate that song. We played that a couple of times, so have them.
Sorry, I have to go.
Hey, but he's like, really, you're for the bride and groom. Like, you are really supporting them. We love that. For DJ Elker, his job is all about the experience of the bride and the groom, and he's willing to go that extra mile to make sure that they have the best time at their wedding. You can really tell he takes pride in his work, which is always super cool.
So where can they go to find you? Your social media? You mentioned websites.
You can look me up at DJ Elker on Instagram, DJ_Elker. And on Facebook, I'm on DJ Helker and Global Sound DJ on the same phrase kind of things, not together, but DJ Helker and Global Sound DJ. My website is djhelker.com. You can also, if it's easier for you to remember, also globalsounddj.com. You know, the good thing to have a weird name, like you can get .com for everything. But
DJ Elker, you have been so much fun to talk to. Thank you for showing us what it takes to really have a great DJ. We can't wait to hear what you break out on the dance floor. Having a DJ is going to be great. He's going to be able to help us move the wedding along and play some really great music to get us pumped up. But what if we want to go bigger? And I mean like really big.
I still remember my cousin, she's about 10 or so years older than me, and I remember her wedding had a live band. And I can remember the band's name. It was the Boogie Monsters out of Buffalo, New York. And I was amazed. I thought it was so cool. So it's really fun for me to be doing that now, as my profession. It's now we're bringing that same fun memory to people that I had when I was a kid.
This is Ian and John, and they are the founding musicians of The Big Bad. Now that's with 2 Ds. They have a big band full of college-trained musicians who specialize in live event music since 2016. They have a rhythm section, a horn trio, and a rotation of vocalists, and The Big Bad can be seen playing in public and private events all over Central Ohio.
I'm the drummer. I also play piano, not as well as this guy, but yeah, I can play piano. That's what I actually started on, and then I studied percussion in college, so I can play all the percussion instruments, and then I teach percussion as well. Like that's my day job.
Oh wow,
is
very
teaching
cool.
drums. Yeah, so. Yeah,
and I'm the trumpet player. I sometimes play keys, although we have a lot of great keyboard players we sometimes hire on as well. And that's part of the thing about being a trumpet player is not every band has a trumpet, so you're like, I'm going to start a band to make sure that there's trumpets.
Ian and John are true musicians. They make sure the performances are unforgettable.
The party you're going to get is a bit different than just a cover band. The idea is that horns will be in everything, that it will be a big extravagant arrangement, and all the tunes are going to sound like the original, but not at the same time, enough that I always try to tell, when we talk to new clients, I tell them about the mindset I have with the wedding is when you get done with your weekend, you want your family and friends to go home, and when their coworker says, "Hey, how was that wedding you went to this weekend?" You don't hear, "It was good. Yeah, it was nice." How was the wedding you went to this weekend? You hear, "Oh my God, this band.
Yes.
You should, the night was insane. They had this band." That's what I always want to have.
How do you kind of set that scene based on the music and the vibes? How do you go about creating that atmosphere?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of steps to it, so it's not all the night of. So we'll talk with them. We have a whole kind of step-by-step thing that we do. We send out a questionnaire for them saying, what types of music do you love? What types of music do you hate? Here's our list that we typically pull from. Which ones do you really like? Then we give them up to 5 do not plays. Like, this was my ex-boyfriend's favorite song. Do not play that. Things like that. And then, so that's the prep that we do to make sure that they know we're listening and we're going to do what they want. We're a band. We have our own, obviously, opinions and things we like, but they hired us. We're going to give them a great show.
And what a great show it will be. Over the years, The Big Bad has developed a rhythm for getting people on the dance floor in some really creative ways.
And in terms of maybe people that don't dance or they need some encouragement, we've got some strategies that we've used.
Yeah, we have light up things.
We have, so we'll hand out some glow stick type things. We have a percussion box that we just bring. And so we try and, hey, come up here. You do the shaker with us. Okay, you play the tambourine.
Our favorite is when we bring up the couple, because that's a guaranteed, you're getting people to the dance floor because you're saying, all right, I need, Mandy and Andy, get up here, let's go. Mandy, take these maracas. Andy, you got the cowbell. Cowbell solo, here we go. Give me a cowbell solo, boom,
it's actually,
right here.
We
have pictures of it,
but in the book, there's some pictures of that.
So we give them that solo, and we tell everyone else to get up here and cheer them on, get up here and support your favorites.
There's some pictures in that, too. The other thing that we'll do as the horn players, we are not necessarily tied down, so we'll go run out in the crowd. Sometimes we'll sneak up behind people, and then they'll count in, like, You Can Call Me Al, for example. Only horns in the background. Nobody knows it. They're like, what the? Where was that coming from?
Yeah.
And
it's my favorite, seeing the whole audience turn around away from the band and go, what? And then it's the horns in the back of the room playing, ba-da-ba-ba, the whole intro,
So,
You Can Call Me Al.
Yeah, with the bride.
And then next thing you know, everyone's hands are in the air and they're screaming.
And just like with DJ Elker, they know exactly what to play and when to play it to make sure that everyone is having a great time.
We usually start with some of those oldies, like you're talking about, for the older people, maybe less.
They're going to want to get out of there sooner, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to leave at 9.
So we'll start with that.
We'll do Ain't No Mountain right away, or we'll hit it with Aretha Franklin. We'll do the stuff that, that Grandma and Grandpa are going to be like, oh, I remember it. Let's go. And they're, come with me, Harold. Let's go dance, that kind of thing. and they're out there. I got to go with an old name, right? But they get out there and they have a good time, and then they get tired. They want to go home. But the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds are going to stick around So we put Bruno Mars in the second tune, or the second set. We put, some of the like hip or Michael Jackson stuff in the second set. We'll put, we have Dua Lipa in the second set. Like
there you
the
go.
second set will be a lot of like the younger people because they're probably gonna stick around longer.
So we do up to 3 special requests.
Okay.
Although I like to say within reason. One of our weddings, someone asked us to cover a song from Shrek the Musical. And I was like, we can't do the
It
3
was
little
like an
pigs.
8-minute chart.
Yeah.
And they wanted the whole thing. We were like, why don't we just...
But guess what? We still played it because we'll
Right.
DJ. So
Right.
any-
Whole 8 minutes?
Well, we DJ'd it.
we DJ'd it.
Oh, okay.
So we DJ'd the exact recording they wanted.
Yeah, we bring all
Yeah.
the, whatever we need to just play recorded tracks as well. So up to 3 special requests we're always happy to do. And then anything that either we wouldn't be able to do, anything out of those 3, or anything that a lot of times people just want a particular recording of a special song. Say it is one of the special dances and they have a choreographed dance, which a lot of people have been doing that. They want to make sure they know exactly where to do the dip, where to
Yeah.
do this thing. So we'll also play it over there so they can hear whatever they want. If you're getting the band, you probably want the band for most of it.
Yeah.
But if you want certain special things, we can provide that just over
And
the
I want to say in the
sound
last
system.
3 years or so, that Shrek the Musical one in particular might be one of the only ones
That's the
that
only one we weren't able to.
we DJ'd instead of learning.
You can really tell that Ian and John are willing to put in that extra work to make sure their audience is having an unforgettable night. But it's more than just a gig to them. They want to make sure that their band members love being a part of the band too.
They're our friends. And
That's awesome.
One of the best things is like, wow, I got this gig so I can pay my friends to hang out.
Yeah.
And we get, normally we get to eat at these weddings. We get to hang out. We get to play music. So whenever we book something, I get excited. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to call my friends. We're going to get together and have a party with some awesome people. So that's how we view it. And it's been a lot of fun to do that.
How far in advance should a couple reach out to you and say, hey, I'm thinking about it? Like, when is the cutoff of like, okay, I know that you have a wedding next month, but that's just not feasible. When is the perfect time? When is, oh man, I'm getting a look of like, no, we've done that.
We have done that.
We've definitely done it. I mean,
Without a doubt.
it really depends. So
We like playing, and we like money, of course.
Yeah.
But we like playing. I mean, just the fact that if we have it available, we'll do it. I mean, that's it. We've taken a gig a week out before.
Wow.
I mean,
Good
not
for
a
you
wedding.
guys.
I don't think a wedding we've taken a week out. Maybe we have. I don't remember.
That's a lot of planning.
Because it's a lot. But
In our calendar right now, we have stuff already for next September booked.
Wow.
But we are still booking for this year.
Okay.
So it really just depends. So we're finalizing like an October wedding. We just did a September wedding for this year. And then we're finalizing other, like we like to do these outdoor festivals and that sort of thing. So we're finalizing some stuff in May, some stuff in July. So this is the thing is, we work with musicians that this is our full-time job. So having stuff locked down in advance is important because this is a large group.
Yeah.
And our ultimate goal would be to make this, we're busy enough that this can be people's only band. But really the musician scene, you have to be in multiple bands if you want to make a living. So to get the core band that we love working with, and people, like John was saying, people are happy to play with us. Our core band's like, yes, we're going to play these gigs. But to make sure that they're free, I mean, ideally at least 6 months, but if something comes up and we're open, we will work with people.
That's awesome.
We'll do what we can to make it happen for sure.
What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, the best place is probably our website, which is just the Big Bad, like we've been saying with 2 Ds.
2 Ds.
So bigbadd.com. And that's going to have links to all of our social media on there. It also has a scrolling page of all these videos that we've made, and we're coming out with new videos all the time. So we've got one new one that's going to come up probably today or tomorrow. Then we've also been putting a lot of our stories on Instagram of us at these live events. So, John, do you know the actual handles on these?
yeah, the Instagram one is the Big Bad Band. So at the Big Bad Band, and that's 2 Ds on bad. Always, yep. On Facebook, you just look up the same thing. The Big Bad will be there. On YouTube, I think it's the Big Bad 411. Yeah,
Don't
the
know where
Big
those
Bad
numbers came
411.
from, but yeah.
No idea.
If you type in the Big Bad,
With 2 Ds.
2
with 2
Ds.
Ds.
Yes.
And also, I mean, we've got these logos that you'll know that you're in the right place. It looks kind of like a bullseye with a blue, the Big Bad in the middle. So that's all over all our social media. So that's how you know you're in the right place. Same with the website. You'll see that on his drum set. We've got the logo right on the bass drum. So you'll be able to tell if you're in the right spot.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so cool to hear how you really make a party unforgettable with your music, and I cannot wait to hear you play. Can you believe we only have one more episode? It has been so much fun getting to know all of these guests. I almost don't want it to stop. On our next episode, we'll be working through some of the post-wedding details, like setting up a new bank account, saving for a new home, and of course, planning the honeymoon. Until then, I'm Bailey, and thanks for listening to She Said Yes. She Said Yes is presented by White of Dublin. To learn more about how they make your wedding dress experience comfortable, personal, and all about you, visit whitebridalboutiques.com. Produced and distributed by River Radio Ministries. To find more podcasts like this one, visit riverradio.com. Make sure you follow us wherever you're listening now, and if you like what you're hearing, tell a friend so they can listen too.